Let's go. Timbo17, MelzieKaye. Hello, everybody. Going to bring Instagram on. We're back. We're stopping in for a little announcement. We're going to cover that. Let me check in with all the friends, see how they're doing, and we'll kind of catch everybody up. And we'll tell you what we got planned today.
Amen. Yeah, welcome back, brothers and sisters, and welcome back, Kyle and Melzie. I mean, yeah, we're scattered all over the world right now, folks. Three different time zones, three different areas that we're all coming from. But yeah, we've taken a little bit of a hiatus, a little break during Holy Week. A perfect week to take a break, actually. Reset the compasses and the spiritual innards of our beings and our frequencies and all the things. I know I did. I don't know about you guys. I know brother Kyle's been doing a lot of family activities, which is a real nice thing to see. But anyway, we missed you guys. We know that we're used to coming on Monday through Friday, but things are changing in our lives right now. Melzie's really busy working her butt off there, and yeah, we just wanted to come on and just say hi to everybody, and hope everybody's doing well, and kind of give you an idea of what's coming up in the near future with Q School. Melzie, how you doing, sister?
I'm doing good. Yeah, that's been nice to have a little break, and yet we wanted to come and say hi to everybody and see how everybody's doing, and tell you that we are going to take a little break possibly for maybe a week, and yet we might pop on in the evening time. So keep your notices on so you can find us, and jump into the Telegram chats if you want to, because we've been in there. And so look for, maybe I'll put that up here.
Yeah, put a few of those up there on that too. Yeah, as well. So I'll get in our Telegram community. And we'll put a flyer out there to remind everyone. But we are going to be streaming some of our replays, and they're always really good. So keep sharing those out and send us the love our way for those. Appreciate all that stuff, guys. And also, again, juggling things. We're kind of feeling everything out. I had to go back home to see family. We'll talk more about that. Grandfather passed away, fire chief. Beautiful thing. Speak at his funeral, and it was really beautiful and a great ceremony. So we'll share some more of that in the future. And I'm helping family members right now, so it's all divine timing. But that's gonna we're juggling our schedules a little bit too. Even like that daytime schedule for all of us was a little tough at the moment. So we're gonna balance some things around. We're gonna test out the Rumble's new studio thing, because we've been using Restream a long time, but it's got a lot of good stuff in here. We got all the graphics, but it can also be limited. And we'll see what kind of things Rumble can maybe do, and maybe do shorts or different things, and maybe different presentations and whatnot. And we'll just kind of feel our way out, you know what I mean? Because sometimes there's some great decoders handling all this stuff too. I think we do such an awesome job of kind of assessing everything and then getting right into the meats and bones of everything too. So we'll just kind of keep feeling out everything as we go. I just want to give you guys a little update, check in, say love, love, love. But we're going to call it the Q School Spring Break. We're going to take our second week here, but we'll be playing recordings. We've got a recording for you here today, where it's April 6th, 2022. So we'll cover the deltas on this old recording, see what future proofs passed and quantum proofs we get on that one. And then we'll be trying to do some, I think we can definitely stream some of the older ones. And like I said, we'll have some pop-up stuff. So make sure you got notifications for our lives on.
Yeah, I kind of like it, and I'm easy-go-lucky. You guys know my schedule. I'm a stay-at-home dad with Matthew Q. So whenever Kyle and Melzie and myself, we can, all three of our dots connect, we can get together and maybe get back onto a regular schedule. But just for probably the next week or two, you're going to see a hit and miss with Q School. So just a heads up, make sure you clicked on our notifications so that when we do go live, and it could be daytime, nighttime, who knows what time, but we're going to be there for you, and you guys can come and join us. But also keep an eye on Melzie's channel, Hammer Time Rapid Fire Q News on Rumble. If you missed any of the things that we go through, and you missed the notifications for whatever reason, maybe your lifestyle is a little busy too, and you're unable to come in live, but at least you can get caught up that way. And also, like Kyle just said, and Melzie said the same thing. Come and join us on Telegram, because we do connect on Telegram on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That's our go-to. That's where our family and friends are, and that's where we let our hair down the most. And But as far as the scheduled Q school, right now we're in limbo. We're in a spring break, and it's for good reasons. It's we all have different things in our lives going on, and they're good things. Just keep that in mind, and we pray that all of you have the same vibes and the same feelings that we have going forward in this information and spiritual warfare as we just wrapping up Holy Week here. It's been a wonderful time to be alive, and it still continues to be. And there's still lots of news. Don't kid yourself. Keep your eyes on the news. Keep your heads on a swivel as we get closer to the midterm elections. But we're definitely going to be there for you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Well said. All right. Well, that's the situation. Like I said, I think honestly, yeah, guys, get in the Telegram channels. I think I have a feeling we're going to be in there a little bit more this week. The impromptus, and we do some really special things there. And we can always, even broadcast that recording or that live. So we'll play around with it. But come hang out with us in Telegram. We'll try to do some replays and flashbacks throughout the week. I think I should be able to do that. So, but keep an eye out for us. Make sure you got all the notifications and look for us in Telegram. And we'll play this flashback for you right after this.
Yeah, sounds good. Enjoy, everybody. We'll see you the next time we come on. Love.
Anything you want to say? Mel's showing got the link there, QR codes, guys. You want to support Q School. Venmo's got Q School's got its own Venmo on the bottom of the screen. There's some other places y'all can help the school, the Q School out here. Help us keep doing what we love doing here. We appreciate all you guys, all the love, all the donations, all the shares, all the likes, all the good stuff. Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Love. See you, brother Tim. And we're going to go to our recording. Love. Okay, here we go. Get ready. Get it full screen now. There, I got it. Okay, here we go.
Welcome, everybody, to Q School, April 6th, the Lord's year 2022. Welcome to Q School. Get your popcorn, sit back, and enjoy the show.
Have you ever wondered why we go to war? Or why you never seem to be able to get out of debt? Why there is poverty, division, and crime? What if I told you there was a reason for it all? What if I told you it was done on purpose? What if I told you that those who were corrupting the world, poisoning our food, and igniting conflict were themselves about to be permanently eradicated from the earth? You might think that an idealistic fantasy. Well, let me tell you a story. We acknowledge there are criminals, of course. They rob your house, they steal your phone. They can murder you too if they think they can get away with it. We have all experienced criminals in one way or another. Criminals, as we know, are those who choose personal gain over the rights of others and have no regard for the law. But here is where you need to expand your thinking. Criminals can also succeed in business and politics and can be elected as our leaders. If a criminal became the president, imagine what they could achieve. They could use the full weight of their executive power to commit much larger crimes and ensure they and their friends were enriched to the fullest extent possible. A criminal president could create alliances with other criminal presidents and then collaborate on more global criminal activities. Anything goes. Drug running, human trafficking, whatever makes the big bucks. The 20th century was turbulent with war, economic disaster, famines, and displacement. We have always accepted these things as just human nature, and simply the way the world works. Something inevitable, and due to the weaknesses of human nature that drive us to these actions. This is where we were all tragically wrong. You are not a criminal. I'm not a criminal. So how can we just assume that it is human nature that is driving all this pain and misery? What if it wasn't human nature at all, and as a result of something more deliberate? We were taught that capitalism was the cause of a massive rich-poor divide and the reason for poverty, which in turn is the reason for war, crime, and starvation. Others were taught that communism, the system of equal wealth across all people, was really to blame for the mess. But you see, folks, it is none of these things. It is not our nature to fight and be racist. It is not in our nature to rob from others. What you must learn is that it was the criminals all along. Yes, they got power. More power than a criminal should ever have. They rose to the top of media companies that control our news and entertainment. They ascended to the top of the banking system, also to the Oval Office, to Brussels, to the Vatican, to the Crown. They crept in quietly. They became leaders of agricultural companies who have control over our food supply. Also big pharmaceutical companies, the ones we trust to help us when we're sick. Nobody stopped them, and they just recruited more criminals to help them. First, they accumulated the world's wealth. They invented a system of money called central banking, which lends money to governments with interest, placing countries into eternal debt. People's wealth got less. Their wealth got more. Much more. When a criminal is already as rich as they can get, then protecting their ill-gotten gains becomes a priority. Angry citizens tired of being poor are a major obstacle and can revolt if they suffer enough. The criminals needed to prevent this. So they diverted attention to the last remaining competitor, the people of the world. You and me. We were not happy being ruled by criminals and having to work 3 jobs just to survive. They know we won't accept it. So they use their control of the media to set black against white, woman against man, young against old, Muslim against Christian. They convinced us we were the problem so that we would fight and destroy ourselves. To get it done faster, they attacked all aspects of humanity that make us strong. Like family. Using their influence over culture, they popularized lifestyle choices that led to a surge in broken homes, lost youth, and substance abuse. I could talk all day about how else they deliberately weakened us, and it would turn your stomach. We were just trying to get on with living. So where are all the good guys? Good people just want to get married, have kids, make a living, and enjoy their liberty. Well, there were good guys. Many. One became the President of the United States in January 1961. He knew about these criminals and wanted them gone. He knew their intentions for us all, and he wanted to fight them. Sadly, he had no idea how powerful they had become. Reagan also had good intentions for the American people. He knew this criminal mafia controlled almost everything by this stage, including the powerful rogue intelligence agencies. His economic policies were promising, but the criminals needed a weak America to hold on to their power. Reagan was shown with a bullet that a growing U.S. economy and prosperous citizens were not what the criminals wanted. It was looking pretty grim for good people. Every time someone wanted to stand up and do the right thing, they got stopped. Were we ever to be freed? These criminals are also known as the Deep State, or Cabal, because of how they control things behind the scenes. Every president after Reagan was one of these Deep State criminals, and their empire got even stronger. With each bad president came new depths America and the world would sink. The world collapsed into darkness. Do you need me to tell you how? Destroyed factories, declining job numbers, sicker people, opioids, destruction of Iraq, Syria, and Yemen with pointless war, displacement of people into Europe, ISIS, terrorism, collapsed governments, poverty, and genocide. Total misery. Do you think that was inevitable? Hell no. Well, here is where things start to take a new turn. When the full picture comes to be known, it will forever be regarded as the greatest story ever told. Well, here is the top line. Some good people still held positions of power. They valued humanity and the rule of law. While the criminals discussed their game plan at the annual Bilderberg meetings, the good guys were making plans of their own. The information age was coming to change history forever. As the internet flooded into every home and appliances became smarter, and when people started carrying tracking devices, an opportunity to put an end to criminal control over the world was emerging. We became connected, trackable, and surveilled. But so did they. They became dependent, just like we did, on email, SMS, instant communication. It made crime much easier, but it also put them on a grid that, if accessed by the right people, would expose their crimes to the public and end their iron grip on us once and for all. In this new age of information, It was thought that the military should also have its own intelligence agency to focus on cybercrime and espionage. They called this the NSA, the National Security Agency. Here we had every phone call, email, and text from every device stored and archived. Whether it be someone making a doctor's appointment or the deep state setting up a massive heroin purchase from the Taliban. In the right hands, it would be enough information to expose the entire sinister criminal plot to rob us blind and wipe us out. Hold that thought. Now I need to explain the plan. The good guys were devising a plan to reclaim the world from the cabal and return it to the people. It would involve alliances with multiple countries, since the criminals had global rat lines, trade, and other infrastructure in place that would need their cooperation. It came down to two choices for America: launch a military coup to seize the government from whichever cabal puppet was in the White House at the time, or win legitimately, take control of the NSA, expose the criminals for what they are, and arrest them all. Obviously, the first option would be very troubling for the public. With people still preoccupied with cabal-engineered social issues, they would likely revolt and hurt themselves and others. No, it would have to be the latter. So they needed a candidate who could win, and who could win big. Many states like California had been so heavily inundated by criminals that even the voting machines were electronically set up to swing votes any which way. It would need to be a very decisive victory. Good patriots in the U.S. military and their global partners asked Trump to run for president so they could take back control of America legitimately without alarming the public. Trump was a good choice, obviously, because he overcame the voter fraud and won. But he was a patriot, and he was loved and admired by the public. He was not interested in joining the cabal because they hated America, and he did not agree with them on that point. As soon as he showed interest in taking power, they activated their media assets to viciously turn on him. That's when we saw the sudden hatred emerge. Even when he won, the cabal still had no idea what he was a part of, and the sophisticated plan that was about to unfold against them. Shocked at their loss, they mobilized their full arsenal of intelligence, media, money, and technology to try and take back power. Their people at the top of the DOJ and FBI then put together a plan to frame Trump and have him impeached. This is where we come back to the NSA again. All messages were stored and could be used to expose this plot and prevent Trump's overthrow. An entire book will be written about the first 2 years of Trump's presidency: false flag terror attacks, downed planes, missile alerts, assassination attempts. Here's the point. The world is currently experiencing a dramatic covert war of biblical proportions. Literally the fight for Earth, between the forces of good and evil. I can't put it in simpler terms, but I can say it appears the good guys are winning. The cabal had complete control over North Korea. They hijacked the Kim dynasty, took them hostage, and worked to build up a nuclear arsenal to threaten the world. Kim Jong-un suddenly embracing peace was simply because the deep state were beaten and driven out. ISIS was also destroyed in the year following Trump's win. We are all starting to see the pattern now, that enough time has passed, that our biggest global concerns are starting to recede, and peace is returning. It is all evidence that the good guys are winning the war. But we're still in the middle. While a lot is improving, it still puzzles many that most of these known criminals are still free, especially the higher-ups like Hillary Clinton, the Bushes, and Obama. That is coming in the next chapter of the story. That's why we have Q. The good guys with control over the NSA began the Q intelligence dissemination program to invoke an online grassroots movement that came to be called the Great Awakening. It started on underground internet channels and then moved to the mainstream. Q has been a fun distraction for those who follow world events and desire truth, but it is about to begin a much more important and necessary phase, keeping the public informed when the deep state war breaks out onto the surface. By this, I mean high-profile arrests. Yes, folks, the criminals I'm referring to are famous politicians, actors, singers, CEOs, and celebrities. People who have earned our trust, respect, and admiration. They have done very bad things that are all fully known and documented, and they will be severely punished. Those of us who have followed Q since the beginning will be here to help you make sense of the coming events. We are among the first to realize that our petty partisan divisions are just trivial distractions, and we are all enslaved by a hidden enemy. We realized that the problem was never capitalism or socialism, Democrat or Republican, black or white, Muslim or Christian. We know it was just very powerful criminals who had too much power. Fellow slaves, it's time to buckle your seatbelt, recognize your true enemy, and embrace a new future that we all owe to the brave patriots who risked their lives to achieve this victory against the greatest force of evil the world has ever known. May God bless America.
Boom! That was Joe M. Q, the plan to save the world. I hope everybody enjoyed that. The opening of our Q School tonight here on April 6th, the Lord's year 2022. My name's Tim17, and I'm coming to you live here tonight on this recording from Canada with my beautiful son Matthew by my side. And I'm looking in our chat room, and it is packed tonight. Thank you, everybody, for attending tonight's Q School. And before we get started, I want to thank our beautiful team. We have a gang of 8 that runs this beautiful channel, the Q School channel here on Telegram, 7 days a week. Mermaid Kelly, Christina, Highlander Scott, Peacekeeper, and my partner in crime, Kyle, Undercover White Hat. And tonight we're going to go through probably another 17 or so Q drops for you. We're right in the midst of a whole bunch of Delta Q drops. There's a lot of Q information flying around right now with these dates going on right now. And of course, news unlocks the map and future proves past. So we're going to dive right into it tonight. So without any further ado, I'd like to welcome to the stage, front and center, my partner, my brother from another mother, beautiful, beautiful, intelligent soul, Kyle, Undercover White Hat. How you doing tonight, brother? Kyle, you in there?
He's not, Tim.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Jesus. Okay.
White Hat
Let me
MIA.
see here. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I don't know what to do, Mermaid.
Let's
I need
read
my
some
partner.
Q post.
Okay,
I know.
let me
I don't
see
know.
if
I just asked, looking around to see if I got any messages, but I didn't. So I don't know.
Okay, he said he was going to be here. Let me see. Sorry about that, folks. Let me pull up QEgg. See if we can't get this up on the screen for you right now. QAGG.news. You can see it on the screens. Here we go. Do a little search. Here we go. There's some QEgg.news on the screen. Let me just check the screen. I'm going to share
You're
it
not
for
sharing
you.
screen.
Yep, I'm going to do that right now. I just had to do that in the background because I didn't want to see want you guys to see how I do my searching. But here it is in the background, folks. So here's what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to get this right up on the screen. If you can see my screen, I'll try and make it larger for you so that you can see what I'm doing here on QEgg.news. There's a tab right up here that's called Quick Links, and I just clicked it right here. See where I clicked it? And it says drops from today. There's 1-year deltas, 2-year deltas, 3-year deltas, 4-year deltas. And I'm going to click on the 4-year deltas for today's date. There's 33 deltas for April 6th, today's date. You can see all the deltas that we've gone through over the last several days. These are all the April 4th. There's about 3 pages of them. There's a ton of information here. Look at the information over the last couple of days. This is all back from April 4th, 4 years ago. Now we get into the very first one for tonight on our deltas from April 6th is right here on the screen. Mermaid, if you want to go ahead and read this one and get the show on the road with some Q deltas.
Sounds good. So so are you saying 1060? Is that the one you're talking about?
Nope, sorry, on the screen I've got 1032. Q drop 1032 is on the screen.
Okay, sorry. I usually do my own thing over here. Sorry, let me get it real quick. 1032. So here we go. So Q post 1032 4/06/2018 at 00:22 and 15 seconds says, think Navy ship crashes. Bigger than you know. We are active. Q.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Think Navy ship crashes, bigger than you know. We are, and the ARE is capitalized. So I'm not sure what to make of that Q drop, to be honest with you. But if anybody here wants to raise their hand anytime during the show, please come on and give us your input and maybe some of your past research on some of these older Q drops. By all means, go ahead. So if you see anybody,
Andrew?
Mermaid,
Yeah,
yep,
Andrew,
go ahead.
Hey, Mermaid. Hi, Tim. Hello, everyone. So I would just keep an eye out for potential military false flag. Like thinking of the James Bond movie Tomorrow Never Dies, where the media is covering a buildup of war, and there's a stealth sub, and it goes out and torpedoes a British ship, and then it fires rockets at Chinese fighter pilots. So, it's just obviously some of these movies give us clues to what could be happening. And so if we see anything that happens to, like, I don't know if anybody else is tracking the news, has a Navy ship crashed in the last 4 years, or is there, keep an eye out if one happens in the near future.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. And if anybody has any sauce or news articles that, go back to that date, April 6th of 2018, which is 4 years ago today, please drop them in Diggers. We'll keep an eye on Diggers here. Mermaid and I will keep an eye on things right now. And we'll definitely talk about them, discuss them here tonight. But Andrew, anything else you'd like to add about the Navy ship crashes? Bigger than you know. We are active. What is it? What is Q trying to say when we are active? What does that mean, do you think?
So the very awakening date that I had was when the Navy, and this is, I'm not saying this is related. I'm going off on a tangent for a little bit. But what woke me up to the Q movement was the USNS Comfort pulling into New York Harbor, and on its way in, it made a circle somewhere that, to some, it looked like a circle. To some, it looked like a Q. To me, it looked like a Q. I asked my friend that posted this, and if you saw the ship from the marine traffic or vessel finder from above, you would think that it made a circle or a Q. And I asked my friend that had been a digger for 15 years, what is this all about? And that's what led me to qmat.pub. That website is no longer available, but it was an incredible resource. It had all the Q posts, but it also was tracking resignations. It had a list of players as far as everybody mentioned in the Q map, whether they were good or a traitor or ambiguous or friendly. So it had some really cool resources. But going back to that ship, it to me, being that I not served on a Navy ship, but I was trained in the Navy. I was actually on land as a Seabee. And the reason why I bring that up is they're on a rescue mission. Why are they doing a parade maneuver, doing a circle, entering into the New York Harbor or on the way to New York Harbor? And, obviously they're expected. They're being escorted at the final moments. So that got my attention. And so as we're trying to help wake up other people around the country, keep in mind, be friendly, care about them first, ask them questions. And if they're curious and if it's relevant to them, they'll become interested. So my friend had been trying to wake me up for 5 years and I didn't get it. But finally that got my attention and he was ready with all kinds of resources to help me once I did wake up. So, we'll keep an eye out, and if anybody's digging around, if we can figure out a correlating Navy ship crash to this post. And then I also shared another post that it looks like it might be the current timeline in regards to what's going on. So I'll drop off for that moment, but hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you, Andrew. And I've got my eyes here on Diggers. I'm going to see if I can't pull it up on the screen here. Let me open up Diggers. I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm using a touch screen. I can't expand it here, but let me see here if I can pull up what you guys are doing. Yeah, there we go. Everybody's dropping.
We have Ronnie
Hey.
Lee that wants to add something. Go ahead, Ronnie, and then Leota. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Oh, just really brief. That ship that crashed in 2018, funny enough, was the USS John McCain.
Ooh.
Boom.
Go ahead, Leota.
Yeah, Ronnie is spot on. As far as correlations, future proves past, new unlocks the map, could be a future event. In this case, especially early on in the Q post, this does point back, I believe, and Ronnie mentioned as well, that Q was pointing us back to at least No Name, right? And it is interesting in the article linked, and I quoted part of the article that says the commander of the USS John McCain, which was the one of the ships involved, will face possible charges of dereliction of duty, et al. And so we know that there is a lot of backstory with No Name and all that comes with that I believe that Q is pointing us to for a dig.
Yeah, that's interesting. And thanks for joining us tonight, Leota. So what I've got up on the screen here, I'm getting the hang of this share screen stuff. I know Kyle, my partner, does it all the time. So I'm kind of a rookie at this. So just bear with me during this show until Kyle pops on here. But on the screen, one of our diggers dug up, the list of shipwrecks in 2018. And this is Wikipedia. So I'll scroll while you guys are still chatting here, but you'll see some of the shipwrecks. Different countries. I'm not sure how it connects to the actual Q drop itself, but if anybody has, there's a lot of China. Oh, there's the U.S. right there. Island Lady carrying 36 passengers and a crew of 14. The shuttle boat caught fire and was run aground. Okay, there's one. Lots of China ones, though. China, Turkey. You can see it on the screen there now. There's another one from January 24th. Virginia Renee, a towboat sank at its berth in Mississippi River. Okay. Peru, Mexico, Indonesia. Wow, there's a lot of shipwrecks here. Here's another one, February 1st. But April. I'm gonna go and see where April 6th. Let's see if we can get something in April. There's March. Sorry, I'm scrolling a little fast, but I'll just go a little slower so you guys can see it on the screen. Maybe something will jump out at you. Princess Hawaii, there's one right there. The 61-foot longline fishing vessel sank in the Pacific Ocean approximately 400 nautical miles north of the island of Hawaii after two large waves struck her. A crew of 8 survived and was rescued by another fishing vessel. God bless. China, Panama.
Sounds like PT 109.
So there's April 6th. The only one I see is China. On April 6th of 2018, the cargo ship foundered off Ningbo with a loss of one of her 13 crew. Very, very short description on that one. So I'm not sure, gang, what to make of this. So let me get back to the Q drops. Anybody else have any thoughts or theories here?
So lots on the destroyer was involved in a collision with the tanker ship Alnic MC on 21 August 2017 off the coast of Singapore, which resulted in deaths of 10 of her crew and left another 5 injured, said posted Andrew, and a lot of pointing over to the USS John McCain as well. So that's there. And Kyle's in here now, but I was just going to show you that's what everybody's pointing to in Diggers.
Fantastic. Oh, Undercover White Hat, thanks for making it to Q School, brother. You're going to get a, what do you call that when the teacher gives you, has to send you to the office because you were late for school, late for class, sir. How you feeling?
Still recording yet?
Well, I started recording at 7:17, brother. So how are things? Are you ready to go with this?
As always, to see what time I made it. Think mirror 17 till. Things don't go always to plan, but we don't quit. Tim and I decided a long time ago Q School will go 7 days. I hope that includes days that I'm not here.
But battle plans change. Got to keep moving forward. Keep going a little bit longer, Tim. I'll be ready.
5-5, brother. I've got the. We just went through the first Q drop, so now we're into the second one, gang. Nice to have Kyle back with us. Thank you, sir. So here we are. This is Q drop 1033. Again, it's a 4-year delta. You can see there's an anonymous post embedded within it that says satellite hack, GPS spoof. Not sure what that means. And then Q responds, what fell from space recently? Accident or retaliation? Q. I believe, now we're going to go to the Anons and the digital soldiers in the chat to help us out here. I believe that's some kind of satellites that fell from the sky. Is that true?
Do you know Andrew or Leota?
Oftentimes, when there's an event, let's just say a space event, it is disguised, at least for the public, as, oh, look, a meteor, or something of that effect, just as far as a cover story. So you have to go back and look and see if there were any events around that date or shortly before that might point to something that connects to 1033.
Oh, interesting. Yes, thanks, Leota. Thank you. Andrew, you have anything to add to that? Or Ronnie Lee, I know you're listening in here tonight. And anybody else that's in the chat's full tonight. You go ahead and raise your hand by hitting the unmute button and come on. Jonathan, there's Jonathan, from my brother from Canada. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Who's on tonight?
How are you, brother? I don't know if this is related, just a thought. What fell from space recently? Well, Musk with SpaceX had a launch a couple weeks back, and they pinned that some satellite exploded due to a geomagnetic storm, which is a lie because we had geomagnetic storm in the past and no satellite did explode at this point. So it seems to be a cover story. I'm not sure why. So maybe that's that.
That's interesting. So this was 4 years. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Andrew.
Oh, I was just saying two things. There was a Starlink launch that was, I think, a few months ago that maybe as many as 40 of the satellites had been knocked out of the sky or damaged, or there were just some kind of issue. So look into Starlink and we'll dig there. Just on another note, I'm in Florida, and looking west the other night, I saw, it was right through the trees. I saw a shooting star going straight down. So obviously straight west. And, it's like you said, it's like, well, is that a natural occurrence, or was that something burning up in the sky? And, there is so much out there that we don't know. And kind of going back to Jack Nicholson's character in the movie where he's saying, you can't handle the truth. And it's like, well, the truth is going to be bad, but the truth is also going to be extraordinary. So I'm excited to find out more.
And I would add or tag on to that where Q says accident or retaliation. And there are lots of, if you search for keyword offline, there are several Q posts that reference to satellites like Corona 8, Corona 16, Big Bird, or Big Bird now, offline, and they all say offline. Now, it would seem, we'd have to do a little digging on that. It's been a while. If those were satellites that belong to the bad guys, we'll say, and they were taken offline, it could be a reference to that as well.
That's exactly what I was thinking too, because I slid over on the screen to QDrop 1034, which has 1033 embedded in it, and you can see it on the screen, Patriots. So, 1033 was what fell from space recently, accident or retaliation, just as Leota was saying. And Q responds to it. And this is quite interesting because it's signed by W, but we find out in the next Q drop that was a typo. There's not very many typos that that Q owns up to. Misspellings have meanings in here, but I guess when an anon says, was it a typo? Q responds, confirmed typo. You can see it on the right-hand side of your screen. But underneath this one, it says, when was Hussein, that's Barack Obama, in China? Track events, timeline, we are in control. And then it's signed by W when normally it's supposed to be Q. And as you can see, I'll slide over on the screen here. W. Typo? Confirmed typo. Yep, go ahead.
Here, they're both telling us that here, no, it's not a typo, it's intentional.
Oh, okay, so Kyle, so the W, what do you think the W is for? Is it like white hats? Because we thought WH was white hats. What are you thinking?
I don't know, for some reason when you said Q, it just W sounded like the opposite for some reason, like maybe like in a different language or somehow how you write it out.
Yeah, okay. So on this post here on the screen where it says Q says confirmed typo, is Q saying think mirror here?
Yes, and that's a white hat anon.
Ah, I see.
I think Charlie McKinney, did you have something? Go ahead, Charlie.
You was talking about space stuff or stuff falling. I left out a Q here the other night when after the X file went over and opened the other room. It wasn't open. I wasn't there. I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Zena, she come in and she was showing me some stuff she caught was in the air, and it kept coming down, and it would go backwards and forwards. Then it would disappear, and then it would come back up in the right of her screen. And we was all analyzing that, trying to figure out what was going on there.
Very interesting. Thank you for joining us, Charlie. Thank you. And say hi to Sister Zena for us, too, next time you see her. All right. Anything else on the last two Q drops that I showed on the screen? I'm going to move along because there's 33 tonight. So we've got a lot to cover here. And we're just basically going to scan across them, read them. But if something jumps out, definitely say something. Go ahead, Kyle.
Was our time difference on that 1035 and anything? Anybody notice anything with the timestamps?
Ooh, the timestamps.
How many and then did you find that picture with all the different number of deltas each day this month?
Yeah, if you scroll up in our DMs, it's there, Kyle. I haven't reshared it, but it's in our DMs. Okay, so what Kyle's talking about here, the timestamps, I'm going to put this one back on the screen here in front of you. In 1033, you can see the timestamp is a 002413, and that's embedded in the 1034 Q drop of a timestamp of 002636. So the difference between those two timestamps is, to me, it looks like 23 seconds. So 2 minutes, 23 seconds. So that's a 223. Or if you want to kind of think mirror, like I'll pull up the drop 223, but if you reverse it, think mirror, that's a 322. That's skull and bones 322, right? So a lot of what's that?
I was wondering if you were going to catch the 322 because you know the 90. You catch those 93s really well, so I was wondering if you nailed it.
Boom! Yeah, I did. So I'm just curious. So we want to see what Q drop 223 is. So at the top of the screen, you see I'm going to put in hashtag 223. That's 2 minutes and 23 seconds timestamp difference, and we'll see if it has any meaning to what we are discussing here tonight. So in this one here, this is from November 23rd, 2017, timestamp 2300 hours, 12 minutes and 46 seconds. Who is Betsy D? Betsy Davos. Why is she relevant? Expand your thinking, Q. So I know Kyle knows a lot about this. Her brother is the guy that did the special ops, right, Kyle?
Eric Prince, CEO
Eric
of
Prince.
And what's the better term for that, Andrew? Actually, you want to just give a little information about what Blackwater does, Andrew, or anybody, just for anybody new out there?
So obviously, the U.S. government couldn't continue operating in certain operations, and they were having contractors. So even when I was in Afghanistan in 2010, before and after, the U.S. government, the CIA, the military has had contractors. And so they can't get their hands dirty, so they'll have other organizations do some of the dirty work. And, you know, I'm not an expert when it comes to Blackwater or Academy. I did do a deep dive on Betsy DeVos. So DeVos and Van Andel family started Amway with 9 other people. So they were on the corporate side. And so that's her parents or like the next generation above her were the founders. And then so she marries Eric Prince. She's, you know, coming from a billionaire family. I didn't do a deep dive on Eric Prince's background, but like when we start getting into a company like Blackwater, which a lot of the people that were hired there were pretty high speed, pretty tough guys, you know, like possibly, you know, people that were leaving the special forces community. And so there was all kinds of contracts that they were getting involved in. But yeah, that's, we're going to, as we dig into Eric Prince, there's a lot there.
Thanks, Andrew. And I did hear, I'm sorry, go ahead, Kyle.
That's all right. I'm just like, I have my mic off and then I turn on and it kind of just moves up a little bit. Sorry, but yeah, thanks, Andrew. That was really good, though.
I got one more thing. If anybody's wanting to do some digging, look at the funding between the okay, so there's 2 more things that just popped in my head. The DeVos family funding laboratories, I think in Western Michigan, so like Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo area. And then also look into the fact that the Van Andel family owned Peter Island, which is one of the British Virgin Islands. And then it shifted over, I believe, to ownership of DeVos. And it went from a private island to a public island. So there's 2 things to look into is potentially biolab funding and private island, Peter Island in the British Virgin Islands.
That's interesting because Donald Trump was just at a rally in Michigan, right? What if he's going to be doing a tour around the United States of where we need to look for corruption and things that, like,
okay.
You know,
so that's Washington, Michigan. So Washington, Michigan, you know, obviously the name's an interesting coincidence, which is not a coincidence, but so that's going to be north of Detroit, and that's going to be probably about 45 minutes north of Detroit, depending on traffic. You know, so the DeVos family, the Van Andel family, they're about 2 to 3 hours on the very west, you know, Grand Rapids, and then the west side of the state, just to give a little geography.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Andrew. And so everyone just says that makes sense. Let's keep an eye out for it. It really, yeah. And thank you so much, Tim, for sharing the screen, and everybody send Tim some love. I'm gonna try to hop over in a minute, but struggling a little bit. So the war, like how many things have we found out about Ukraine since this Russia-Ukraine thing's going on, right? All the biolabs, etc. Obviously, it seems like Taiwan, China thing is going to come next. But what if then Donald Trump's giving us a guide of where we need to follow in the United States and look for all this deep stuff? You know what I mean? Like, especially you talk about RICO, things like that. Remember when he said I have to go away for a little while? And that was just such a significant day to me with the 17 washer boxes, like alluding to money laundering. And then the next day, I remember on social medias, they were showing all these explosions that were happening around the world. And everybody was like talking about that. But quietly, a business in Cleveland and one other place, Cleveland and Miami, were basically served a search warrant for, does anybody remember what was actually the warrant was for? Can some diggers help on that? That's really important, and I think it's connected for some reason. And there's major comms here. This is like classified information stuff when they tell you it's a typo, and then you say, okay, because, well, I'm not going to go much more into that. Anyone an autist want to keep looking at things and help with that. And we get a Q+. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I've got on the screen, the next Q drop, because this is interesting because It's got the 1037 within the 1038. The timestamp difference, I believe, in this one is 323. So, but I'll read the Q drop here that's on the screen. Or Mermaid, why don't you come on and read this one, because it has one within the other instead of reading. Like I did show this one here on the screen, 1037, but let's go right to 1038 because it's got both of them in there, and it is signed by Q+, and you can maybe explain a little bit of that after reading it. Go ahead, Mermaid.
Yeah, sounds good. So 1038 is 1037 is embedded. It says booms en route, blind 55 green _ 578C DT324-45785 SD4 DMPQ. And then Q+ responds, device hold, comms transfer castle, chatter, rig for silent, Q+.
Yeah, and just for the new people watching live tonight with us or in the future of this recording, Q+ is, we believe, Donald J. Trump. There's been all kinds of, I guess, comms or whatever you want to call it, or Q proofs that prove that Donald Trump is part of the Q operation here and is signed by Q+. And Kyle explained that a couple of shows ago, and on the airplane, like Air Force One, the tail sign was Q0. The 0 on your phone dial is a plus, so Q+, right on Air Force One call signal. So thanks for that, Mermaid. And I know you love reading those ones with the little codes, the numbers and the letters in there. That's why as soon as I saw that, I said, oh yeah, this one's for Mermaid. So does anybody have? Yeah, go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, thanks, Mary. That was awesome. Yeah, really interesting correlations with the Q+. We got 45 posts with Q+ also. And then I just randomly searched something else and had it still up on my screen. It's a 45 too. I'm going to keep that for a surprise for a minute. But can anybody find a schedule for Donald Trump on this day? Should be pretty easy. Something kind of like maybe just right from the White House Gov. The schedule is supposed to be, okay, because lots of references to Castle being the White House, but you know, we really got to think 2 or 3 for every kind of thing, right? Every type of abbreviation. Castle, well, we have White House in Washington D.C., but also the Winter White House, Mar-a-Lago. What else could be a castle, right? And then it was really interesting. I don't know when Elon Musk said that recently, but we were showing the stream from the MG show, Tim, earlier. Thank you for that. And the little bit I got is he said, well, the Space Force comment was certainly very interesting there. But then he said, Trump's very good with Twitter. And this made me think of this too. Rig for silent. It also reminds me of which this is after the incident, but that when Donald Trump's Twitter got removed for like however many minutes. Can we find that article too, guys? How many minutes was his Twitter brought down by a rogue programmer on Twitter? And was that still? I think it's January 2018, or is it even earlier? Sorry, it's early on. And then we all got removed January 8th. Okay, so now Elon Musk is also talking about this again. One of these posts that seems super relevant, like right now. Okay, because Elon Musk is like, and then it was funny because they quoted Matrix in the news article that he asked, "Hey, man, can we get our accounts back?" I literally never thought of something because I just was like, "Wow, where the heck with Twitter?" But it's already there. It's already been established. The biggest thing with Twitter is it's very fast communication on like trends, right? But then obviously it got taken over by, I honestly think less than half the people on there, and it might be even a crazier number, like 20% are real people, or controlled by some person that does 30, 50 accounts. Is that you, Tim, or is that me?
What's that?
There was no sound.
No sound on me talking, or
no? You said, "Is that you or is it me?" But no, we didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything.
The screen went like came up. Did that happen? Did you see that, Tim?
I'm trying to pull up that news article. So
okay.
Did that affect the screen?
Okay, and I'm gonna try to take the screen back here, or unless you want to keep going, you're doing a great job.
No. Well, it's supposed to be your job doing this, brother. I'm just filling in. What do you do when one soldier falls down, another one stands up, right? So that's all I'm doing here for you, brother. This is out of my realm. This is above my pay grade, brother. Trying to share the screen. So, but I guess I'm doing okay so far. What do you think, brother?
I think you're doing awesome. I got you now. We're going to go. I want to see if Jonathan, and he said he's working. He's a little busy. I want to see if he could share the screen. But I got you, brother. Thanks, man. Again, I just need a little help. And you, man, give Tim a shout out there. Thanks, brother. Much appreciated.
Woo woo.
I got you, buddy.
Thanks.
Okay, my mic on?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. And what year? So look at this. These were the two posts, the mirrored, all this. I really think there's something big there. I mean, again, I would still be on that post. I'm glad that Tim started just to get through a lot of these posts. And let me go to, let me see if it's on my desktop here. Yeah. And so Tim found this awesome image for us. So I'll share this with you, Mermaid, later. But if we can just always have this kind of handy to see where we're at. So we're on April 6th here. So 33 Q deltas. Think about all the comms there, Tim, too, to the deep state, right? We just had a 223. And it's like how, and then he's been doing 223 a lot, and there's a lot of those timestamp differences. I know you recognize that, Tim, especially if you're not stressing over it, sharing the screen right now. But we've done 223 a lot, from whether it's a Donald Trump rally or a lot of change in times has brought us to this post a lot. And I mean, we always automatically go to Eric Prince, obviously, but there's something more to it. I mean, she was the Secretary of Education. And that's huge. I don't know what all they do. These big government agencies that basically have been just gotten bloated over the years and done nothing but get big and fat and take a bunch of money and not really help the country are going to be utilized by Trump to make America great again, right? So like a big one in his executive orders is that Office of Management and Budget, the OMB, I think it is. There's something really, really big there. So, I always was usually just go right to Eric Prince out of this, but it's Betsy D also, right? She's not a wife, but follow the ladies, the women as well too, things like that. And then she's in, a big government capacity. I wonder what else is there. But here, think mirror 3-2, right? Skull and Bones. Tim, do you know anything else to add about that number, or anybody else want to talk about the 322 and Skull and Bones?
Me, I'm just learning more about it, especially from a lot of the documentaries that we've been playing here on Q School, throughout the week and on the weekends. So that's pretty much all. I know that they're above the Rothschilds and the Rockefeller. I mean, that's one of the 1%, the one percenters, I guess. That's what I would say anyway.
Oh, okay. That's very good information. Thank you. Well, actually, when you said that, I looked over here, though. Isn't Betsy Davos like a billionaire or maybe super, like, multimillionaire, really, really business, right? Does anybody know on that? I'm going to hop over to Diggers, and then I just got to at least say, like, we did it last night. I don't know if I got an upgrade from whatever's happening on the earth, or if I'm just, my mind's scattered and I'm seeing this all the time, but it really seems like things are like lining up in these last few posts, right? So like 2, 2, 3, 4, but it's also 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, and then it's so weird, right? So anyways, I'm seeing that a lot, and in particular, different ways. Remember, I said I tried to come on. I don't like to do when you're streaming, but it was like that the 627. It was an anonymous person. I think Matrix was shown in the earlier recording. It said 627, 628, and that was in a red wave post, and I think you had it. What year deltas were you just covering there, Tim?
That's the 4-year deltas for today's date. There's 33.
Are those the only ones? Oh, okay.
33 of them. That's another Illuminati number, by the way. 33.
Right, and that's what I was saying is that keeps popping up then too, right? These comms like that, because then there was, I found that. Can you see my screen here? I had this thing up that you got for us, this awesome document here, that it seems like that's a major thing here, because keep drawing attention to that. But I also think there's these timestamp things that are telling something big. It's like I'm starting to figure it out, or I'm like seeing things where there aren't. I just don't think that's happening. I got it the wrong way. I guess I could meet you where you were. How far down did you get? Anybody else to add anything about Skull and Bones or the Ivy Leagues or the numbers, gematria, how they utilize it? This is what it is, guys. It's a spiritual war. It's they're attacking the planet and siphoning energy of especially fear or other horrible things in special places on the planet, and it's our job to counteract that and bring back love and light and healing and singing and dancing and all the above, right? So there's another Q plus right up there too, not too far away.
Yeah, the last Q drop the one that I was about to pull up was the New York Post article or New York Times article one with the link there. You can see it on the screen, I think. There it is on the bottom right hand side of the screen.
What? Say that again. I didn't hear what you said. I was reading
where
something.
I left off, Kyle, is that Q drop at the bottom right hand side of your screen with the link in it.
Oh, this one right here. Here we go.
Yeah, that's when my computer screen went all kapoots, and I just had to reboot my computer because of that. I don't know what happened, but I'm on my iPad now, so
I think it was probably fine. I think it was. It just looked weird, but it was just telling you that website I think couldn't be found. That's all that happened right there. But good job, buddy. Yeah, I'm not the best on the computer there. So conspiracy theory that says Trump is a genius, and we get it on the Q right after the Q plus. Oh man, they're totally talking to us right now, guys, too. So this is what it like that we're doing this, right? Okay, so and obviously you guys are covering. I mean, we're gonna look back to see how it's relevant then to now and how it compares. But right here, we are active. Like this is happening right now, and talking about silent. I mean, I didn't want to make it a big deal, but I was like, you know, I got the message from God that I actually, you know, needed to come in at the time I did, because I actually hopped on right before and Tim started the recording of Q Plan to Save the World. And trust me, Tim, it was hard for me because I knew you weren't in hanging, but I really was like, for some reason, it was meant to be, and it was important to understand that this is a bigger mission than all of us, guys, and we really need to all come together, all help each other, but most importantly, like we need to do it ourselves, right? So we got to stop waiting around for something to be done. And the pain is only going to keep increasing until we as the collective say this is enough. And sometimes it's small steps, right? You got to take action. You got to serve people different notices or affidavits, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So rig for silent. Okay. They're still silent. They're waiting for us, but we're going to figure this out together. And it's beautiful how this works in the synchronicity is like everyone's starting to understand that more about this whole thing, this Q movement, this military operation, the fact that this guy actually is a genius and there's something bigger happening going on. And we get to enjoy this right now. We get to watch this and have fun. And we're going to do it right now. And it's in a bigger movement. We're going to get behind each other in love and freedom and stand up for each other and fighting for animals and children and anyone else that can defend themselves, fighting for our planet in a real way that doesn't just send money off and talk about the real thing causing things with the planet and all these energy devices, things like that. Time, man. Here we go. Here we go.
Yes, here we go, Patriots. Every single day, 7 days a week here. Here we go. Reading Q drops. Lots of them coming too.
Look at this. Look at this, Tim. We're getting so much right here with the so where was that timestamp? This was back on this little old, it's just an anon. No, this is a white hat. Signing it white hat. Confirmed typo. No. Think mirror. Okay, and look at what I was saying, how these 3, 27, 18, 6, all divisible by 3. Right, so all these numbers are just jumping on us. But anyways, 223 was the time. Not on this one. We didn't. Oh, that one's 26. Okay, so I was thinking about that. And then where was that 223 timestamp? You just did this one right here, right before, right? What fell from space? Is that it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it was 223, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 223.
So we got the 223. Where did I put that? Oh, there it is. Okay. Fix this. Oh, that's okay. All right. So 223. Okay. The post we get a whole bunch about Betsy, but Tim felt it right there in my mind is the mirror on this one. It was just like intuitively known we should have checked the mirror timestamp. And if you guys can help remind me every time we get a timestamp, always look at the mirror. And then here it is. This is, oh man, I didn't know Donald Trump actually tweeted this. Oh my gosh, Tim, look at the numbers line up too with everything else we talked about. 111.
Lots of 11s there. 11, 11, 11, 11s.
111 on 10, 11, 2012. Why does Barack Obama's ring have an Arabic encryption? Who is this guy? Does anybody have some information on that? And can we get one of them close-up pictures of the ring? And then fourth quarter, Patriots, we fight together. Okay, guys, this is they've used the football analogy a lot, but look at this is, and then we thought it was then, but that was the misdirection. No, think mirror. Now it is for us in the present doing this together. Fourth quarter, Patriots, we fight together. Okay? So we're going to make this thing happen every day. We're not going to cry about things not going to our plan. Okay? This is a war of unimaginable proportions on every realms you can't even imagine. Spiritual warfare everywhere. We got to have each other's back, and we're going to keep going forward until this is done. Something here with these numbers. Fourth quarter, Patriots. This is for us right now.
Yeah, and in Diggers too, Kyle, just so you know, the Patriots are dropping all kinds of Moabs, lots of stuff on Betsy DeVos, the DeVos family, Amway connections. So yeah, great posts, everybody. Great digging.
Is there anybody that's in Diggers that like is following it pretty closely that would ever like to just come on the mic and at least say if something looks interesting or really good in there, or just even give a little recap? And I need some help with that today, guys. Remind me, or just let me know when something's getting good dropped in there, because it's just hard for me to jump back over there and remember everything too right now.
Well, so about 3 or 4 people have dropped the Obama's ring. So Oleana Taylor did, I did, and Dustin. So if you want to see Obama's ring, it's in there. And Oleana, it says Obama's ring, the seat of Satan. I don't know if you'd like to see what that's about, but yeah, so far.
Yeah, thank you, Mermaid. That's awesome. Yeah, and Mermaid, I mean, if you're already doing that, but you're doing so much, so if someone can help out and wants to do that more often. So here's up close. Anybody here speak Arabic or read it in the chat?
A little bit. Anyone else? So it says Allahu Akbar, which is Allah is the greatest. That's what it says in the when you see the well, yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah, so if you look at the towards the left where it's pink, and then below it's black. So if you go a little bit to the left, you can read there what says Allahu Akbar, which is Allah is the greatest. Which is, just the name for God, Allah, but that's what it says there.
Right on. Thank you. Yeah, the key thing there.
Who the hell is this guy anyway? Does Q ask that? Who the hell is this guy? He was a president for 8 freaking years.
Can somebody find that clip where he's doing the interview and what's that little tiny little guy, the Stephanopoulos or whatever, says, John McCain's never talked about my Muslim faith before. He's like, you mean Christian faith? But Mike, but how long we've been in control, and they would never let that go out. Look at this. There's more 2, 3, 4, 5 stuff happening. What is going on around here? What are we missing, guys? Or is it just my eyes seeing things, or it just seems like it's happening all over the place? F6. What is this even from? Somebody shared this. Thank you, guys. Thunderbird crash, coincidence, or silent war? Interesting. I'm thinking something with Ukraine. Any reports of that happening lately? I don't look at any news stuff, so I got to figure out a way to kind of get recapped on any of the big things being pointed at out there. Thank you. Oh, that was Elena. Thank you so much. Elena's awesome. She's been just so much love and support for the channel. She's been here, rock star, digging. Okay, I'm being distracted. Help me out, Mermaid. Or looking for. Oh, does anybody have that video? Okay, so there's the ring. This is bad news bear. All right. So those are that's the mirror there, and I think that's relevant. And then so why that's important though? Okay, guys, look at this on the mirror, or excuse me, the timestamp difference of what was the post there, Tim? This one right here, and what fell from space. And did anybody have anything more recently other than Andrew's? I caught that. It's kind of when I first got in here. Andrew said he saw a shooting star go directly west. Look at, there's a W right here.
That video that you requested is in Diggers now. The one where Obama makes the tongue slip there. If you want to play that one, Kyle, right at the bottom of Diggers.
Thanks, buddy.
You're absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith, and you're absolutely right that is not my Christian faith. that my Christian faith, that is not come, that my Muslim faith, and you're at.
All right, White Hat John Connor. We're in 2026 time here. Just a quick update, guys. The whole movie, right? Everything the president releases to the public is meticulously looked at and like not and released in a certain way. This wouldn't even be released to the public unless the White Hats weren't already in control. Do you understand what I'm saying out there, White Hats? Pay attention now. Attention on deck. Fire at will, Commander! White Hat John Connor, 157. If you are listening to this, you are the real resistance.
Absolutely right that is not come, that my Christian faith, my Muslim faith, and you're absolutely right that is not come, that my Christian faith.
So this SOB says Muslim faith, my Muslim faith. I mean my Christian faith. What a scammer. What a scammer this guy is. And that's what I think the new people really need to listen to and see, especially the ones that way back voted for this SOB, this Cult 93 SOB guy. He's a fake. He's a fraud. He was placed there. He's a puppet, deep state puppet. Right, Kyle?
Yes, sir.
Southern Gal had a question or comment. Southern Gal?
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to make a comment on that video that you were just playing. Even though President or Obama made that statement, about Muslim faith, it was Stephanopoulos that actually corrected him. So that just goes to show you how much the media is in the deep state, because he knew that when he said Muslim, there was going to be, articles about that. People were going to catch that he said Muslim faith. And so Stephanopoulos says, you mean Christian faith. So he was right there on top of it.
That's an excellent point. Yeah, you know what? And of course, we've talked about that a lot here in Q School, how corrupt the media is and how controlled they are. But yeah, for Papadopoulos, Poppy head there, to correct the president of the United States in mid-sentence is very interesting. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you, Southern Gal.
Yeah, that's Southern Gal. So, but you guys understand that too, and can maybe somebody get a little dig on this or give a summary is, listen, guys, the President of the United States doesn't go on air. Oh, I can't believe I always do this. I say this shit in 2026, and he actually said it in 2022. But shout out one more time. We have the most brilliant, amazing, talented digital soldiers in the world right here in this community. Y'all listening, y'all doing the digs in here right now in this time, future time, past time. We love y'all. Y'all are brilliant. Let's see what this guy has to say. Pay attention now. In live situations, really, you know what I mean? Like we not realize that because Donald Trump's done so much stuff like live speaking on, or at least assumed it was live, right? When like coronavirus hit, all the rallies, things like that. But interviews, especially with the media, I know George W. Oh, speaking of that, we're getting some other confirmations and comms. George W. did a special. The cameras following me, basically explained all that, how the president interacts with the media. Nothing is just out there by accident. And think about too, especially if these guys are puppets, then especially that, because it's carefully crafted narrative of what is happening. So that's why I'm also saying what's really happening there though. Why would that be allowed to I don't know, I closed it. Why would that be allowed to be put out there? Absolutely right. So yes, George corrects him, but does that mean how long have these guys been working for us, or is this even real? I mean, think about the technology we have. This might be a little out there for some of you. Could be easily both these guys CGI, but they wouldn't allow this clip unless somebody has any more background on this clip. I mean, we could say, okay, a whistleblower released it, maybe, but I mean, this didn't just go on the air. Although I guess I could argue, though, they always put stuff in our face, tell us exactly what they're doing. So maybe they had to do that. Yeah, I just watched an interesting video about the Disney and the CIA, but in particular the weather. So there's that. I mean, they do always got to put it out there in our face. So that could be that, I guess. But otherwise, it would just be like they would never allow that to get out there. But it's 100% intentional, especially him correcting it. So there's George Stepp. He's part of the, any young me, long time. Look into this old guy. He's he was the one I think interviewing, what was it, Lindsey Graham, who was just head over heels gushing about Joe Biden. So check this out, though,
Yeah.
Tim.
And he's also he was part of the Bill Clinton administration too back in the days. Go ahead, Kyle.
Okay, thank you. Well, imagine that, a media in part of an actual presidential thing. This is a really big post. There's something here. Okay, like this is a big stuff. So I'm not gonna keep saying it because I'm this a little close to the vest, but W, okay, sign W. We get that interesting connection. I was thinking of the media with W. Okay, I told Tim this is a white hat. Okay, doing that, confirmed typo, no think mirror. It confirmed this is a much deeper communication. We're telling you something classified. What fell from space recently, accident or retaliation. Look for 3 different things that might mean. 2 minutes 23. Okay, then we got that that timestamp there in the mirror. 2:23 CD, something big there. Expand your thinking. 322 Skull and Bones. Donald Trump tweets in 2012, October 11, 1:11 p.m. Why does Barack Obama's room have an Arabic encryption? Who is this guy? Military operation has been underway for a lot longer than you think. Fourth quarter though, Patriots, hang in there. We got more to do.
So now go to the Delta Q drops because Obama appears again in the 4-year Deltas for today.
Right.
With the AK.
That's what made me go there back to that because it's coming up. So they're telling us mirror, it's coming up. Look at, and then what does the anon say? Anon? He brings it up specifically. We just got that in the mirror tweet, the mirror timestamp difference, to be more clear. Okay. Watch this though, Tim. 2 minutes, 23 seconds. Look at this one. 327. And again, I was telling you all these 3-digit numbers. Even to go farther, guys, I don't want to sound crazy, but 4 times 6 is 24. 27 times 3 is 24. And 24 is divisible by 3. 6 is divisible by 3. 18 is divisible by 3. 27 and 3 is 3. Okay, 26-second difference, though, between this white hat anon and Q. 26 seconds later, now we know we need to also look at think mirror. Okay, what do we get? 26, Q post 26. Tell me, I'll read that one.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. Yeah. Q drop 26. Oh, can you take that off? Oh, there you go. Okay, good. November 1st, 2017, timestamp 01415554 seconds. Think about it logically. The only way is the military, fully controlled, save and spread. Once 11.3 verifies as first marker, biggest advance drop on poll. Boom.
Think mirror 62. Think signatures. What happened signature wise right before this post? Let's actually see if anyone else wants to guess that answer. Anybody know why Q post 61 is significant?
Because it's the first time that Q signed Q.
What about Q post 60? What's it signed? Anyone?
It's not signed, I think.
Alice in Wonderland? I'm taking a guess.
Let's put it as a guess, Tim. I actually don't know. That's a great guess. It's either
Libby has one.
Alice in Wonderland or maybe The Calm Before the Storm. We'll have to look. Libby, yeah?
Go ahead, Libby.
Q plus, maybe?
Not yet. Not there. Good guess.
Not
Good
yet.
guess. Okay, 62, Tim. Think signatures. 61 was again. What was that one? Mermaid?
First time that Q post signed at Q.
62 now. Highly recommend someone take all my crumbs and put them into a massive dump, a single shot. Interesting, they say my on this one, right? This will be considered the biggest inside approved dump in American history and worldwide. They are beginning to understand, as Podesta's attorney was just notified, all my dumps are being recorded, but again, it doesn't matter. Alice in Wonderland, where is Barack Obama today, Tim?
Where is he?
Where's Barack Obama? Anybody seen him?
In all these
Who's breaking up? Is it me or Tim?
Both rubber banding right now. Anyone else? Are
Rubber
they
band,
both rubber
man, rubber
banding?
band, man. We coming through the quantum timelines.
Anyone?
I'm on the ley lines.
Yes.
Yes.
With you
Okay,
as
thanks.
well, by the way.
Crap.
Q plus as well.
Yeah, that blows because we're right in the middle of a record.
He said,
You may not that text. Hey, John, we got Jonathan there. What should we do, Jonathan?
we're glitching the grid up, kids.
Or
Glitch them up.
let it catch up?
I'm going to go back out. I'm going to go out and come back in and see if that fixes it.
Glitch him up, I actually wasn't sure I was gonna be able to get on my where I'm staying with my buddy. The whole internet was been down like quite a bit this last night, and I wonder if that's Geostorm or if there's some other weird testing going on with the internet. It's really interesting that everyone was actually having that. It's not like we've had the chat open very open, but yeah, everyone.
Michigan for Trump's got her hand up, Kyle. Yeah, let's see what she has to say.
Go ahead, Michigan for Trump. Michigan for Trump. Go ahead.
Sorry. False flag.
Okay, Nanook, I think you had your hand up. Do you want to add anything, Nanook?
Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know that Tim and Kyle was rubber banding real bad.
Yes, I heard it too. Wiz Rose, you want to go ahead? Wiz? Wiz Rose?
Okay, we're having a little trouble. I think it's. I think everybody hop out. If you're having still trouble, hop back in. I just unmuted Annie Oakley. Annie, just keep Annie's mic open. Just make sure you got. Make sure you don't bump your mic there, Annie. Make sure it's blue unless you want something to share. Okay.
Annie, are you okay?
Okay, I'm back to the screen. We're just gonna
Annie,
carry on. If
okay?
anyone's still getting any weirdness, just hop out of the
Annie?
chat, come back in. Sometimes that helps. And I think
Doing
we're all
great,
having a little
Kyle.
issue there.
Proud of you, buddy.
But we shall carry on. Carry
Hold
on,
the ship down, my player.
And we will fight through the storm, brother. Let's keep fighting through the
You're
storm. We
doing
got
great,
a
Kyle.
half an hour to go. Half an
Okay.
hour, 30 minutes or so. So let's do it.
Yeah, give me an update, and when we get like 10 minutes left, please, somebody.
I will,
Okay.
and I got a closing video for you too. Or I have a video. Well, we can probably play it another Q school. So yeah, carry on.
How about all that though, Tim? Can you believe what we just walked through? All that with the timestamps, using the especially the mirror, and like you were still sharing your screen, but you read it in your mind. We'd never hardly done that. It was 223, and I was like thinking in my mind mirror, and you just did it. And then 322 skull and bones. Okay, remember we've had lots of 93s also. So, and you got to think that we're going to mirror the evil to defeat them. So Betsy DeVos has a big role in that. Secretary of Education. I wonder what she was involved with to help us. 322.
She was just on Fox News. Somebody was interviewing her on Fox News. I'm trying to.
When did that happen? Recently?
Yeah, today. Betsy DeVos. I think it may have been Martha McCallum. But she was surprised at something that she was capable of doing, and I can't remember, but I'll see if I can go back and see it on Midnight Rider and post it to the board.
Okay, thank you. That was good information. Really good. Not an accident for sure. Ooh, man. We gotta watch this one for a second here, Tim.
With Lego Star Wars and the Skywalker.
Sorry, guys.
Secretary Betsy DeVos sat down with 60 Minutes last night, and it really seems like she didn't do her homework. She's just not on top of stuff. Look, just take a look.
So this is from the fake news media. So it was a cut up. That's what happens when you go through YouTube. But I'm going to let it go. We'll see if there's some comms because news in all forms unlocks the map. So be mindful. They're going to probably put some nasty spin out there, but let's just listen for comms and always think mirror with these fake news media.
Have the public schools in Michigan gotten better?
I don't know. Overall, I can't say overall that they have all gotten better.
Michigan.
Have you seen the really bad schools? Maybe try to figure out what they're doing?
I have not intentionally visited schools that are underperforming.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should. Yes.
Yeah, maybe you should. Wow. So, call me crazy, but what's she been doing this whole time?
Wow.
I don't know.
Well, the scary thing is she was.
Okay, so Michigan comes up again. If anyone has like a short clip of just the actual interview, we'll look at that probably later. be something good to do. Rigged came out again, right? Somebody, I heard, was that Shady mention that? Anybody watch Rigged?
Yeah, let's save that for after Q School, brother. Let's move on.
I just wanted to bring it up so people know it's out there. Rigged is out today, okay? So, but this is a big one though, Tim. Again, 223. This is the same post. We have a W, and then the white hat Anon replies. Okay, and we got, this was 223, 322. We got the thing where it's Barack Obama's mirror. It also goes back to 2012, Donald Trump's tweet. All right, and then it's going to come up here in a few more posts on 4/6. But it's also the 26 is here, guys. Do you see it? This is the signatures are important. This is how we figure out who it is or who isn't important, but there's some sort of confirmation. W, okay, the 26-second think mirror 62. 62 is when we finally get this first drop after we had the Q signature, and now it's a W. And actually Q didn't sign, accidentally signed their post. It was a typo. Q after 1,000 posts in, they accidentally we're going too fast, and they put a W in instead of a Q on accident. Confirmed though, it's a typo, no big deal, guys.
Plus.
Don't look here. Okay, something big stuff. All right, and then we get So let's keep cruising. Let's see what happens. And we get the Q plus, rigged for silent, rigged for silent. Okay, we are active though, bigger than you know.
Are.
And I'm curious more. There's more of this too, of course. This we'll have to dig that later. All right, so
guys, you know what the enemy fears more than anything when White Hat Kyle's doing his thing on the screen is when there's two of them going at the same time. Let's see how this one plays out.
this next one, here we go.
Here we go.
Tim, you want to dig up the timestamp, see if there's anything relevant. We're going to do mirror again too. That was what's this one? Help me out. 3 minutes and 9 seconds. 369 coming up again. 39.
3 and 9 comes up again. That's another shout out against. That's a shot across the bow against the all-seeing eye party.
Yep, and even bring up 309 and 903 then too, and I'll be right there. And then okay, so here we go. Remember, as the New York Times saying Donald Trump is I still got it up here, guys. And if anyone has the article's not so important. I think the title says it all here. Just another hit piece, but very specifically the conspiracy theory that says Trump is a genius. And we're getting Q plus signatures. We're getting W signatures, and we do the timestamp think mirror. We get all the way back to Q post number 61, first time it signed Q. Next one says, where's Barack Obama?
Want to hear what 309 says, Kyle?
Oh, tell me, Teddy.
It's a very long. It's a long post. I'll read it for you. Okay, this is from December 9th, 2017. It says justice. Justice. Oh.
Justice in 2026.
And then 903. Mermaid, want to do that one?
Get that attention.
Look who's back in the news.
And we're gonna watch it publicly.
So at 903, 309, 2018 at Snowden, Twitter,
you never know what it is.
24D,
Not really replay.
Bravo dash 2GKBT, and brackets 24RR. Q.
Reread. Reread
All right.
the Q school.
And by the way, it's all part of the plan here. All part of it.
Lots of Twitter talk going on with what's his name there buying the stocks there, Elon. So
Musk.
a little maybe all news unlocks the map kind of thing, all different forms of news. So maybe that could be a connection for today's Delta.
Yeah. Did we ever get an answer on this? So we could look at that date, but can anybody see if Hussein was recently in China? Whoa, think about White House too. Oh, I'm getting chills. I must be onto something here. So when Hussein visited Biden at the White House, what was that, yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday when he made that slip up when he called Biden vice president.
Okay,
Vice President Biden.
They're in China. Interesting. Whew, that's a clear confirmation. God gave me the confirmation by ringing down my spine when I realized that. Yeah, Hussein met Joe Biden or whoever's playing that, Biden, Biden, and their fake White House, Castle good, Castle clean, not the one in Washington, D.C. anymore. Comms transfer Castle, because the comms are coming in from some White House in China right now.
Okay, another comms transfer. Pay attention on deck.
Okay, Poppy Trumpo has been confirmed. Poppy Trumpo confirmed. He also shows his phone. He says, that is my device. What did it have on there? Is Trump on there? Y'all know what I'm talking about? We got to check our stories and stuff. Get it synced up there. Castle lock, right? If communication is part of the castle, is we have to have communication. So castle lock is locking our communications. In case the lights go out, know that we are in full control. In any military scene, it's for your protection. Thank you for your attention to this matter. We love you. To the media.
Yeah, not only that, but Trump was in an interview yesterday also, and he called, he mentioned Biden. He said Biden in his interview.
Right. And then somebody caught it. Was it VQ? Donald Trump's not the last rally, but the one before. Where was that one at again, guys? Help me out. And actually, we should look back at that because we need to track something with where he's traveling. Actually, I'll go right on your Trump Tracker app and look it up. It'll probably be real quick. But when was Hussein in China on this date here too of April around 2018? Is there a regular mainstream article that confirms that? Let's try to get that date if anybody has that. But otherwise, it hit me, Tim, as clear as day that you understand what I'm saying, that how, like, what's that one movie producer that makes all the parody movies, Tyler Perry? Okay, can someone show a screenshot of Tyler Perry's White House out on his property? I can't think where the state that is, mid-south-ish. Okay, a fake White House, but this is where they're communicating quantumly with us. Is I just know, Tim, there's a fake White House where they're performing these, whatever they're putting out for the media was there. Track events. We are in control. White hats are in control, guys. Don't worry about it. Okay, so where are we at? All right, here we go. White House comes up right again. And 903, I read that was there too. So right here. So difference, Trump is an evil genius. Look at all that information we got from those different timestamps. Shout out. Would you believe they called the White House for comment prior to publishing Q? So they're, back then they asked that, but what are they trying to tell us today? White House again? Or did they try to call the White Hats, and the White Hats told them what they had to say? All right. Tim, want to read 1041?
Yeah, sure. Well, 1041 has 1040 in it. So would you believe they called the White House for comment prior to publishing? Question mark Q. And then it's got that Fox News article at the bottom about a string of aircraft crashes. And I think and you got to take the 20. See that? Show them what to do up there, Kyle, with that 20% thing.
Okay. Yeah. So I think honestly, okay. So this, I guess we're just those of us that aren't tech savvy enough is Q wouldn't put the actual link in there. Actually, why would Q do that? That's kind of confusing to me then. Or it almost seems like this the people that do QAG changed it. I don't know. So maybe somebody help me out. This is actually just a gap right here. And again, Jonathan, somebody like that could explain it much better. But it comes up and it says 20%. I don't know why it always goes to 20%, and then I just delete that out. I think maybe that's something, and then you just hit it, and then it'll come up if the article is still there. I don't know why that happens. I'm sure. Well, maybe that's a column too, I guess. Go ahead, Jonathan.
When you have a link and there's a space in it, automatically it will do this percentage 20. It's the symbol for a space in a URL.
Okay, I got you. So, but why do you think Q would do this? And then how is it still hyperlinked if there's no space there?
Click on it, see what happened.
Yeah, okay, hold on. I want to turn you up a little bit. Okay. Where am I going here? Okay, so it always lets me, and then that's what happens when you click on it is it'll bring a new page up, and then it does that, the 20%. So, and then if you guys heard Jonathan, he said that %20 is like the code for a space. Is that right? What you said?
Yeah, it's the ASCII code for a space.
Okay.
It's probably there was an extra space on between the HTTPS / and the beginning of the 3W. So it's probably.
Oh yeah, just an accident. Just an accident. Yeah, Q just made a mistake, guys. All right, no big deal. Let's move on. Okay, so we get this article, and what's this one about? String of U.S. military aircraft crashes in 2018 continues deadly trend. I wasn't expecting it to be in this area. I think we should maybe just play this 2 minutes. I think it's relevant.
It's been another tragic week for U.S. military aviation. 5 service members have died, and the accidents are continuing. National security correspondent Jennifer Griffin is at the Pentagon.
Real quick, well, I guess maybe on the video, is that right where the Hormuz Strait is, guys? Was that the bottom Saturday? Is that right, or is it on the other end? I'm kind of interesting. Paying attention. 5-5. Let's go.
The fallout. Good evening, Jennifer.
Good evening, Brett. Late today, the Air Force identified the pilot killed in yesterday's F-16 crash outside Las Vegas. Major Stephen Del Bagno flew for the elite Thunderbirds, had more than 3,500 flying hours in 30 different types of.
Just double check one more time. Have we had any planes crash recently at all? Y'all out there paying attention now? What's happening here? Do you?
Planes. He was very experienced, yet his fighter jet crashed during a routine training flight near Nellis Air Force Base. It marks the 3rd crash for the Thunderbirds in less than 2 years, and the 3rd military aircraft to crash in the past 2 days. On Tuesday, a Marine Corps Super Stallion helicopter crashed in Southern California, killing 4 Marines. Earlier that day in the East African nation of Djibouti, a Marine Harrier jet crashed on takeoff. The pilot ejected and was released from the hospital, but today the Djibouti government grounded all U.S. military flights, including drones, from the largest American base in Africa, hindering counterterrorism operations. There have been 5 non-combat aviation crashes this year alone, killing 9 service members. 37 were killed in air crashes last year, nearly double the number.
Could somebody get a screenshot on that and then put it in Diggers just so I can look at it later? Thanks, guys.
Killed in 2016, but there have been 5 non-combat aviation crashes this year alone, killing 9 service members. 37 were killed in air crashes last year, nearly double the number killed in 2016. But a top general at the Pentagon would not call it a crisis.
I would reject wave and crisis. Those are mishaps that occurred. We're going to look at each one in turn. Each one is tragic. We regret each one. We'll look at them carefully. I'm certainly not prepared to say that it's a wave of mishaps or some form of crisis.
The House Armed Services Chairman Mac Thornberry warned the White House not to rob the military's readiness money to fund the National Guard at the border. When President George W. Bush sent 6,000 troops to the Mexico border, it cost $415 million, money that was stripped from the Air Force and Navy's operations and maintenance budgets. The Pentagon just received $700 billion. A sizable portion of that is supposed to help fix aircraft and improve pilot training. Brett?
Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon. Jennifer, thank you.
You know what I was thinking, Kyle, is 7 out of 10, but you know, Q has taught us in the Q drop 7 out of 10. Maybe explain a little bit of that before we go forward.
Yeah, I'll show that post, but there's something really big here, guys. If you see that, it was, again, George W. Bush gets brought up again. I just mentioned W. Again, the D5 date as well, too, important to the W family. Skull and Bones, 322s coming up. White House, we're having these typos in Q posts, okay? Now, Tim's talking about crashes. I thought it was much bigger, though, Tim. We just got confirmation from our military about the military operation. Military is the only way. Then we get the next thing we get is about the crashes here. And you guys notice they said Nellis? Anybody want to raise their hand on the mic and say what's the another name that most of the public knows for Nellis? Anyone want to answer? Anyone? You don't have to have your mic. You know, if they don't raise their hand.
I love when Jonathan does that. Thanks, Jonathan. Okay, let's carry on. Kyle, you're running out of time. We got about 14 minutes.
Thank you. So, Jonathan was answering there with Area 51, Nellis Air Force Base. And I played that episode for some of y'all late night, if anybody was there for that. Okay, so 7 out of 10. Interesting tenants. The first one is we get red, and 9/11. Wow. Funds raised versus tribute oversight 7/10. Plane crashes are targeted kills. Those in the know never sleep. Q. Now you guys know why we can't sleep that often. 7 out of 10.
5-5, brother.
Twitter. All right. There's a lot there. What we got here? Mermaid, want to read this one?
How many 7 out of 10 Q drops were there?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, because we've been questioning a lot of the different things that we've been finding lately here. So we always look at how many Q drops. 5, eh?
Yep, and that's 7/10.
And-
Let's try.
Yeah, and that's 5. Well, 5. That article that we just watched was 5 planes crashed. They just talked about 5.
And okay, so guys, I'm starting. This is such a big thing. Like, we got to literally do this one separately, maybe late night if or earlier in the day. We'll figure it out. But 7-10. That's these two articles. Hussein's in there again. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so but that's not an accident. So that guy's name, what was it? Del Baño, was it even? Mermaid?
What about it? Del Baño?
Can somebody get some biography on that guy, that pilot that crashed? If you need the name again, I'll hop in there real quick. There's something to that, but then 5 crashes, guys. I tried 7-10. I get Hussein. I mean, that's just interesting. But 7 out of 10, 7/10. Okay, we get 5 drops. And if you guys were with us way back in the day with the Red Cross, there's a major connection to Obama and China. Get 9/11 in here. Okay, 7/10 plane crashes are targeted kills. And 7/10, there was 5 planes that crashed that day. And so many comms that's military and to me, Tim, when I listened to that article or that video, to me, like trying to ground the planes, that makes it sound like it's a war right there. They're where even the deep state's either stopping our military from doing something or who knows. I'm hopeful that maybe our military men didn't die, but it could be possible. And they always, if it's a high, specially classified information, if somebody dies, they're going to say it's a training accident. That's almost standard operating procedure right there, huh? So 1042, Mermaid. Shout out on my special operators out there. Gave the greatest sacrifice, and your families did not know the sacrifice you were making. I salute all the soldiers out there. May you be forgiven for these bullshit wars, because now we have peace on earth. We got to call it in, y'all. We got to call it in. And you got to demand it and nothing less. This is the war to end all wars, but we've been at war a long time, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all already know that. World War III is a spiritual war. It's an information war for your freaking minds and your children's minds and our children's minds. Let's go. Stay on task, everyone. This is your commander. You all need to be the commander of your own lives as well. You're doing a great job. I love you all out there and salute you. Love, love, love.
Yes. So 1042, there's an anonymous embedded from 8chan. And there's an article. It says, fugitive Facebook founder says he's alive and well, but running for his life from CIA because of its secret involvement in the social media site. So
Edward Snowden?
Yeah. Sorry?
Edward Snowden?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Paul Siglia says the CIA wants to kill him because he knows too much. He says its venture capital arm in QTEL had a hand in Facebook. Siglia sued Mark Zuckerberg for 84% of Facebook in 2010, but in 2012, he was put on house arrest for allegedly doctoring evidence. He and his family vanished in 2015. He has only just been heard from now. The self-styled co-founder of Facebook, who disappeared while on house arrest in March 2015, has said he and his family, alive and well, but still fleeing a CIA plot to kill him. Paul Seglia, 43, claimed in 2010 that he owned 84% of Facebook per an alleged 2003 contract with Mark Zuckerberg. In 2012, he was charged with altering documents of to bolster his claim. Now, he and his family, wife Yaizia or Lesia, 2 teen sons and dog Buddy are on the run after they fled last year, according to Bloomberg. Siglia still fears for his life. There's an image of him, and then it says the attached article is all true. Does anyone remember how Facebook became famous? It was the CIA clown run OP, Virginia Tech University shooting that put Facebook on the map, ... Fugitive Facebook founder says he's alive and well, but running for his life from the CIA because of its secret involvement in the social media site. There's a link to Daily Mail, and that's it.
So they weren't liking us talking about that stuff, mermaids. Something big there, guys. And thank you to the NSA Space Force for watching over the channel. And we cast out anybody trying to interfere with the information. We will get the truth out. Nothing can stop us. You see this, though, Tim? We just did the timestamp on this one over here when it was we didn't do that one yet, actually. 3 minutes, 37 seconds. And we got to do that. What's the mirror of that? But this one right here, one before, talking about the white hats. Okay, it's what do we have there? 3 minutes, 9 seconds. Okay, that was justice, but when I did mirror, I gotta keep these tabs up. Let's do it again. 309 and then 903. See who popped up?
Yeah, Mr. Snowden, very interesting character, and of course, we're going to continue our Sunday Snowden session this coming Sunday, buddy. I can't wait.
Yeah, and then this is the military operations side of it, though. This is the double meaning right here. As soon as she read it, fugitive Facebook founder, okay, and also in the movie Snowden, at around, I think it's 17 minutes left in the movie, or man, what is it? 1 hour 17 minutes, somewhere like that. Snowden, there's a vehicle driving on the radio. In the background, it says something about, you hear them say NQTel or Q. No, they talk about Q Group, which NQTel. This is also the mainstream media. New York Times sent that article way back, right, like November 7th, early on the Q operation, talking about a direct threat. Okay, we get the Facebook connections here. This just to me seems like, and then there's the dog comms too. Dog buddy. Does that not sound like Biden to me in a way? This might sound crazy. If you guys are new to this information, just hang in there when we go on some of this. Keep an open mind, and we'll see what's happening here. But on the run after they fled last year, makes me think, again, that the inauguration was last year there too. There's some dog comms. I would think too, maybe Gematria or something, or look into this name so that it's capital IASIA. Okay, but also mirror, right? Asia's in there, Asia, or it could be an L, Lasia. Is that a thing? And look in the mirror in there. Look up if there's any corporations or some sort of technology that comes with something's here. And okay, and then the whole article is true. This is this guy allegedly, but I think it's Snowden, Tim, is what I'm saying. And that's why think about that, right? The CIA wants to kill him because he knows too much. Get it? We just had Snowden right here. Let's do 337 and 773, or what is that? I got to do a new one. So 7 out of 10, 5 drops. Okay, 337, 733.
So just so anybody knows too, on these other ones, when we were streaming through like the Telegram, there's a little bit of a lag because everybody's in the live, voice chat, and then there's the video. So when I'm ripping around the computer, it looks fine to me, but on the back end, it's like there's just a little glitch, right? So then it can skip around kind of fast because I don't even know where I'm pulling some of these numbers and whatnot. And I used to have sometimes like freaking 40, 50 tabs open and shit. So anyways, enjoy the show. I think it's almost done here though. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay, 337. This is what it was all about, guys. I had this, when I came in, I just felt like somebody needed some encouragement. This plan has been underway, and it is exactly where it's supposed to be. But timelines do change. Tell them, Kyle. Tell them what time it is. This is what time it is. Y'all know why? What you just want? Do you see the other side there? Guantanamo Bay?
Timelines change. Okay? But we need to take action. We need to do stuff. Talk about it a lot. Maybe in the beginning, it's just listening with an open mind, learning this, start telling others. But then those that know about this stuff, it's time to serve your governors, serve your school board, serve your politicians, make yourself sovereign. Trump has said it a lot. It's time to take back our sovereignty. 337, Patriots, rest assured, we are in control. Watch, confirm, and disseminate. The country is not divided. This is fake news. Antifa was organized purely for optics, RE division, and little sorry attacks and the information groups of truth. It's fake. Estimated 4 to 6% we consider hopeless and forever brainwashed. That will be part of this. Reread crumbs. Reread regarding to slave grip the D's have on the black population. Red tsunami coming. Why is this relevant? Why are jobs / the economy growth relevant? This requires a deep cleaning, a massive election overturn, a massive firing, a massive arrest event eventually. These people are stupid. You are safe. Have faith, Q.
Me thinks we do. And why that backwards one? Q. Faith have. Safe are you. Stupid are people these. Cleaning deep, it requires this. Relevant growth, economy jobs are why. Relevant, this is why. Pop Black does have D's, the grip slave, regarding crumbs. Reread the drops.
And then on the mirror, we get United Airlines to Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, you betcha. That's been happening for a while. What airline check-in counter at PVG T2, oh, interesting, I said it mirror, is located at E. That's back from a picture there, but what else is they talking about here? Elon Musk, maybe something else. What was the location of E's pick posted other board? Why is this relevant? Makes me think of what fell from the sky recently also. We're talking about Elon Musk there. I don't know.
Interesting theory for sure. Just to let you know, partner, you got about 2 minutes left before the 9 o'clock Eastern hour. Okay, I know you got plans, and I did queue up a video for you on Q School when you're ready.
Okay, thank you, buddy. So just so people know the date back when this happened, this was in regards to a picture that Q posted that just showed an E, and it was in an airlines. I believe it was a Chinese airline. But again, they're talking to us quantumly here. So let's find out if Elon Musk posted a pic somewhere. What board? What board did Musk post it on? Twitter, maybe? Telegram? Probably Twitter, I guess. Other board? We'll see. Okay, so now these were all, April 6th. I see there's a lot more coming up from the 4-year deltas. Is that April 7th?
Kyle, hold on. PVG is the code name for the Shanghai, China, and I'm thinking T2 is Terminal 2.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And then what could it, some double, this is such big stuff. So it's a PVG, that's the name of an airline? I mean, airport?
It's Shanghai, China.
Shanghai, China. Okay. Thanks, buddy.
That reminds me of that Q drop you had up earlier. Why was Hussein in China, or when was Hussein in China? Interesting.
I gotta leave those. Yeah. Oh no, that's still the Delta, right? That's right up here. That's this one. It's the same one. What fell from space recently? When was Hussein in China, Tim?
That's what I was thinking when you were reading that. Yeah. Track events, timeline. We are in control, and there's the W. Full circle, buddy. Yep. Wow.
And again, we are in control.
Yeah. You know why? Because we're digital soldiers, man. The closing video says it all, man. It talks about all of us, the digital soldiers, just fighting every single day with this information, trying to get the truth out, trying to research the truth and get it out. And thanks to the Q information, we are growing in leaps and bounds, brother.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for all that. Thanks for getting all of our stuff together. Didn't mean to leave you hanging without it, but I was kind of called to do that. So anyone that had got stressed or were like, oh, okay, we don't have to start. No, we don't wait for Q to start posting again before we need to take action or find out what's going on. Rig for silence, because we had to learn how to do this ourselves. It's always been about that, your sovereignty. We all have a role to play because ultimately the world is a reflection of our inner self.
That's right.
So if you don't like seeing things going on in the world, it's actually a reflection of what you haven't addressed inside of you. Ooh. Heal that, work on that, but also have strength, have courage.
Doing great.
to keep moving forward. It's
Doing
not
great.
going to be a linear path. We will get knocked down. We get back up. And as far as anyone here part of this Q School team, we are doing recording every single day, and we need everyone's help, and we shouldn't expect anyone to, if this person's not there, we are moving forward because it's something greater than us. Tim played a good video last night, but the guy was like, oh, I was the first person that said this. If I hear anybody saying they did it, then now I get it. If you do something important, dig or something, and somebody steals your work, okay, that's not great. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Does anybody know the most important news information that we got 6 months ago? Who actually put it out first? No. Because information is going to flow freely. And if you're that great at putting something out there, don't worry about it. Just keep putting it out. People will find you. You'll be there, but it's not about you. It's about the information. Q School is bigger than all of us. So we will keep moving forward, and I thank all of you for hanging in there. I'm proud of you, Tim, for keeping the recording on. Definitely don't want to stress you out. You crushed it, and I'm so proud of everyone and doing that and keeping that recording going. And then we found some deep.
So what's going on here, guys, is so we were about a month in or so. Again, we started on February 23rd, own channel. I had my own laptop, and we were going 7 days a week. We always started right on time, 7:17, and we go, I think, just 2 hours. Like, I remember how the timing was. But I was back in Reno. Interesting, future proofs past here.
No kidding.
Yeah, Timbo. And what's crazy, I was in Reno, bro. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's just I got bumps through the whole thing. I mean, future proofs past news unlocks the map. I mean, you can't make this up. This was 4 years ago today, and here you are in Reno. Oh,
right.
shit.
Yeah. So for anybody out there that doesn't know, guys, again, we just gone to our own channel. All of us, even we're new to certain things, but Tim was still very, very green on any of the technology. And so I was doing shows every day, but I was in Reno, and we had some crazy stuff happening, and we'll have to look at these other things. Again, one of our biggest shows that ever blew up. Well, we didn't put very many even on there. We only we put a couple on BitChute and Rumble. We just didn't know how to do that. But there's this episode on 4/4/2022 where I'm in Reno, and Tim's there, and anyways, my friend came. I was staying with in town, and it was this great episode because he has an autistic boy, and Tim and Matthew, of course, were on there, and my buddy knew me enough, and he saw some post, but he didn't understand it. It was crazy. Like earlier that day, he's like, "So what is this like? What is this Q thing or whatever?" And I took a deep breath, and before when I was like, you kind of when other people ask "What's your podcast?" or whatever, you kind of you got to kind of wade through those waters. But he asked, and as a friend, I just took a deep breath and how could I explain it in the most succinct, quick, understandable way? And anyways, it was a really powerful episode. But I was back in Reno, and then this day though specifically, we were gonna start on time, and I was just called. I'm like, dang, Kyle, you're supposed to take this shower and actually be late without telling anybody though. So and I was like, dude, Tim, I want to come on the camera and for a second if you don't let me see if you don't. Oh no.
Yeah, for sure.
So where's
Oh, it looks beautiful there. Looks beautiful there, bro.
Beautiful, yeah. So anyways, guys, just to kind of recap with this is, so I was at a friend's house again. We're acting. Oh, this is what I want to show is the day before though. I think it was the day before or somewhere like this is we were reading this drop, and Tim was, as he was reading the drop, he goes, heavy lag, and the voice went and it sounded like he was in a different dimension. It was so trippy. So that stuff was already happened. And anyways, I was super called to to not show up on time and be late, and that was it was my gut. I was wrenched so many different ways, and this is following your when you're called by God to do something, because I was like, should I do this? I'm because to not tell anybody. I'm put that, I know it would stress Tim, I know I did everything, but Tim was already playing the video, but I didn't piece that together, Tim, when we started playing this. I'm because I'm why am I acting weird? I'm talking all low. I'm I should have been still good and healthy back at this time. So I'm what is the deal? I'm oh, and then it's crazy though, right, Tim? Because now, like I said, I put in the chat, Tim's he can bounce around on the things just like anything else. You get better at stuff, and just even we didn't know what we were doing and whatnot. So I just wanted to share that. We'll get back to the thing. Tim, add anything else you like, brother?
Yeah, well, it was so cool seeing Leota, future proofs past. I mean, you had Leota with us today, and he was with us back there for 4 years. So that was really cool when I saw that in the chat. I'm unable to chat, but I saw what you guys called me.
Oh, you can't channel that? Okay. What? And then if you actually go into like Rumble, Tim, you can, unless you don't have a profile in Rumble.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do have. Yeah,
just got in there. Yeah, and have it on the back end. Or
you had it covered, but it was nice to see some of our old Q school buddies, brothers and sisters joining us. Present day versus 4 years ago. It's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said to Leota was that like it happens a lot. Like when there's somebody shows up in the channel on a replay, then they actually come in that day. Like because Dustin, has popped in a few times. I'm trying to call Jonathan in and y'all out there. So you want to help send that love here. Jonathan needs to be popping. I've been waiting to talk with that guy. Hope he's doing all right. There's a lot of prayers and love to all of our SSP fans. Anybody in this movement with us, y'all send them love. Keep doing the healing. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. So go easy with yourselves. Have some grace, and man, what a journey! What a fucking journey, bro.
It is, isn't it? Oh,
yeah.
So, are you the 4-4 show? This is the 4-6 show. Are you thinking of playing that maybe tomorrow for everybody?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But maybe I'll even just peek at the 7-1, and then what? Oh, and then I was thinking about maybe still tonight replaying the Trump because I'd actually like to hear it too, like what he said. I think it's and all of it. So replaying the meeting today.
Oh, that was phenomenal! Yeah, that was Trump press conference today. Yeah, amazing.
I only got to catch it a little bit. I'd like to watch that again and stream it. So we'll see about that. I'll talk to you later about that.
Okay, sounds good. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, enjoy the show, guys. Yeah, we got about 5 minutes left here, so we'll see you in a minute. Love. Yeah, super cool. Keep comms here, but we will continue on. We're gonna not stop till this is over because this is World War III and everyone's involved. Participation required. But guess what? We got an awesome group of people on our team here fighting for us, tooth and nail, night and day, taking care of all the things that we can't control. Okay? But we need to take care of the things that we can control. Our mindset, how we react to things, what we research, how we interact with our other friends and family, maybe somebody that would consider, I don't talk to that person anymore. No, we can still send love. We can still have our open arms and ready because people are going to need help. All right. And they're coming in droves right now. They're asking questions. It's all playing a role in everything. So keep fighting, guys, keep uniting and keep inviting people over here and everywhere else and get them on Telegram. That's a great start. Get your friends and family at least on Telegram. There's too much information going on here. Okay, and people got to wake up. Sometimes I might just try to get them off the news. Go visit your mom or whoever for dinner, and then afterwards, go walk outside and do something fun like that. Show joy or dance, sing. All right, it all has an effect. We need to shift out of that mind control stuff, and it helps by getting back in nature and loving all your friends and family and getting away from all that programming. Many other things. So, all right, Tim's got a video for us. Thank you all, guys. Love you very much. Again, I would say I would apologize for being late, but God told me I had to do that. So I'm not going to ask forgiveness. God's going to guide all of you guys to do certain things, and you can't apologize for it because that's who you're supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to do, and you got to move forward. And there's going to be social constraints, or it might offend somebody, or it might disrupt somebody a little bit if you ask them why are you wearing a mask, or just that's not even the best example, but things are going to happen, but you follow your guidance regardless of what anybody else says and move forward, and we will win. We are winning. It's already won. God wins. God has won. It's up to us. It's up to you to 144 confirmation right there. Decide for yourself when you're ready to get there. All right, Tim, where's the video?
144 on deck.
Well said, brother. Keep fighting, keep uniting, and keep inviting patriots. And where we go one, Kyle?
We go all, brother. This one?
Let's go.
That would be it, man.
Let's go.
Hit the big event, man. Let's do it.
Out there, y'all. We love y'all. Q School family. Thanks for being with us. This is going to be the greatest time of your life.
twice. I guarantee that they don't have a clue what I think like. I might come across like a rebel, I see life out of the box, don't put me in it. I might start a revolution, break out of it, rewrite the history that you made and take it to new heights. Every loss is a lesson, that's why I never lose fights. I learn from my mistakes and I use them, it's my right to tell you how I feel. Whether you gon' listen or not, you don't agree with it, then you can listen and watch. You ain't in peace with it, how do you envision the plot? I'm taking everything I love and making it right. You see, my mind doesn't work like yours does. When I fall down, I just stand up more tough. And I'm not afraid to die, I don't care if the war comes to my front door. See, I just open the door
Oh yeah, love.
Digital warriors, get ready.
I don't know if that was you now or then, Tim. Oh shit. Love, guys.
God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for coming.
Tim answered me in real time. Oh my gosh, my mind's blowing. Love you guys.